you're watching Reptiles Unplugged.
I'm John Feely of Feely's Clutch, and you are watching Reptiles Unplugged.
This is Will Rose from Royal Canadian Reptiles, and you're watching Reptiles Unplugged.
Guys, it's KB Reptiles.
Team Helga.
Team Beard.
And you're watching
Reptiles Unplugged.
It's Justin from Jacob Luck Reptiles, and you're watching Reptiles Unplugged.
Nick with Renowned Reptiles here, and you're watching Reptiles Unplugged.
It's your boy Harry Wayne from Royal Canvas Exotics, and you're tuning into Reptiles Unplugged.
You're Triple B, and you're watching Reptiles Unplugged.
All right, what's up, everybody? So here we are. We're at another Wednesday. We have a really exciting guest tonight. He's known for great photography and all of the above. And as always, Joel here from Safari Exotics. Got my co-host to my right, Adam. Take it away.
What's up, everybody? Adam from Beach Bum Exotics here. Super stoked and starting off tonight with some ripping and roaring out there. So.
Wow.
The man that needs no introduction. Take it away.
Here we go.
Let us know who you are, my friend.
I'm Matt Byram from Matt Byram Exotics. How you guys doing?
Oh, man, it's a good night tonight. Yep, definitely.
How's it going over there on that beautiful Texas night over there?
Yeah.
You know, it's not bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You're
It'll probably start raining in about 5 minutes, but it's cool.
Yeah. Is it that time of year getting
just
some
sitting
rain?
out on the patio?
Yeah.
It was raining about 20 minutes ago, but it's not now.
Yeah, I feel like it's raining everywhere right now. It's great.
Yeah.
It's raining here. It's raining California, Texas.
Yeah,
I love it.
Ours
that would be
in the rest of the nation, ours
everywhere.
might have been a sprinkle. I don't know if ours was
a
full rain.
Same here. Man. Yeah, like this.
But,
I don't
yeah,
think
no,
this counts as rain. But,
when it rains here, it rains. Like it's real rain.
Yeah.
It doesn't mess around.
Yeah, I bet.
So,
yeah. I remember I was driving through Oklahoma, like through the top part of Texas one time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I'd never seen rain like that in my life. It was crazy.
Yeah, no. Dude. In fact, Harry Wang's probably on somewhere.
Yeah, I think
he was out here with Semi. Yeah, he was out here with Semi one time, and we went to eat at a barbecue joint, and they were all dawdling like after we finished, and I'm like, guys, we gotta go now. They're like, oh no, it's fine, no worries, there's not a cloud. I'm like, guys, let's. Well, they didn't listen.
You're not.
And the drive home was, holy crap. There was like, I mean, he was white knuckling big time because he had never seen rain like that before.
Right.
So it was funny.
You know, I'm starting to think that guy just doesn't see weather for some reason. Because when we were out in California, it was windy. It's just windy, super windy, like in the high desert.
Yep.
And he got so nervous while we were driving in the car with all that wind. I was like, dude, you're from New York. I know it gets miserable over there. But,
right.
Yeah, but I mean, he's afraid of blowing away. I mean, come on. You gotta like hold his lapel down.
Yeah,
so
that's true. I guess you got to consider that.
Yeah, seriously, man. Seriously.
You know, this just goes to show everybody like how awesome Matt is. He was quickly able to shift the focus away from him and over to
Dude, I've been married for a long time, man. If you don't have that skill, you're in big trouble.
Fair enough.
Oh,
See, take notes right now, everybody. This is not just a snake channel. This is a live channel, all right?
Oh, no. No, do not take advice from me on marriage. That'd be a bad idea.
That's fair.
Well,
take it with a grain of salt then. How about that?
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Just you know, we're already rolling here, but wanted to appreciate everybody showing up tonight. We got a lot of people in chat, a lot of our regulars. Thank you guys for joining in. Some new people too. So if it's your first time, thank you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Super happy to have everybody here. Elegant Anomaly just showed up. That's cool. I haven't seen him in a while, so that's pretty cool, man. We're happy to have everybody. This is going to be a really good show. As a lot of you know, Matt has some incredible animals. I'm sure we'll be touching on a lot of cool genes that he's working with over there in the very near future. But I guess while we're getting heated up here, Matt, you want to talk about maybe how you got into this and how it's turned into going to reptile shows and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, you know, it's a very similar story to a lot of people. So this young lady right here is my daughter Peyton.
Hey.
And she got obsessed with watching snakes eat rats on YouTube when she was about 4.
Right.
And we just used to watch video. I mean, I wouldn't say hours, but every night before she went to bed, she saw a lot of rats get eaten.
Right.
And she could not get enough. Anyway, we came across Barcheck, Snake Bites TV.
Yep.
And when I was in college out in California, I ran a pet store, and I had a few snakes and whatever, and took care of the reptiles. But back then, it was normal ball pythons and albinos. I think was the other one we had. Right. That's it.
Yeah.
And so I saw those morphs, and I'm like, holy crap! Like, these are incredible.
Yeah.
But it was the Scaleless that got me. So the second snake bites I ever watched was the Scaleless.
Yeah.
So I saw that. I'm like, I think I could do that. I want to make one of those.
Yep.
So I called Will Banks up in Oklahoma, and he told me how much the Scaleless head was.
Mm-hmm.
And a $50,000 purchase, you got to go talk to your wife about. You can't just
maybe
do that on the
Right.
download. That's not a good idea. But yeah, the first snake I bought was that Scaleless head, and I bought a bunch of breeders from TSK, and a year and a half later, I made my first Scaleless, sold it.
Yeah.
Right.
Back, and now my wife doesn't even buy. So yeah, it's turned into, when you have 4 kids and 2 are in college and 2 do competitive dance, and anybody who has daughters who do competitive dance know how much that costs.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, it's like a mortgage. You can't really have a hobby that doesn't pay for itself, right? So
right.
So it's my thing. It's something I enjoy, and
right.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
One of the fringe benefits of our hobby, right, is that it actually has the potential to sustain itself. Like,
And how many hobbies are there out there that actually have the potential to sustain itself? You know what I mean? I mean, it's a super fortunate.
There are not
thing.
many.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. So for sure. So that that's how it happened, and I'm about 5 years in now, and I don't know. We probably have about 450 snakes in our room right now.
Wow.
100. Yeah, I mean, it's only 100 breeders.
Right.
About 80 growing up that'll breed in the next couple of years. So
yeah,
I'm going to keep it around 100, 125.
Yeah, that's kind of your sweet
I don't
spot.
want to get
What
too
you
big.
figured out.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Because I'm very diligent about how I take care of my snakes.
Mm-hmm.
I have a process, and so I don't let anyone feed them.
Right.
No one ever feeds my snakes.
Right.
I might let someone help me clean them, but it's just
right. Okay.
Quality controls everything, in my opinion. So
yeah, that was going to be my next question. If you were handling all of that workload by yourself, kind of, and taking care of everything like that, yeah.
Pretty much. I let my girls take care of the babies on some level. They clean the babies, they water the babies, but the breeders, nobody else touches them really. So
right.
It's just me. So,
right.
Yeah, that's
really
man. Cool, man. Yeah,
that's a decent amount. I was just gonna say that's not
I mean, if you come up with a process and you do the same thing every time, you get fit, you get quicker, and it's probably 10 or 15 hours a week of work. And luckily I have a job that I work from home. So, I travel once in a while, but pretty much I'm home all the time. So, I'll do a conference call, run out, clean some snakes, go do another conference call.
Yeah.
Run out, clean some snakes. So, I mean, sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, what's that smell? And I'll realize I hadn't taken a shower in 3 days.
I thought you were going the snake route, but no,
I
you
thought that was
definitely...
in a different direction.
No, it's me.
It's me.
It's me.
No, I totally feel you, man. I miss working from home. It was 8 years for me, and that's how it was too. You take a call, you do some work, you got a little break. All right, I'll go knock out a couple tubs, and then next thing you know, you're like, shoot, I haven't washed myself in like 3 days.
No, it's nasty.
Yeah.
When your 5-year-old's like, Daddy, what's that smell?
Yeah.
You can only blame it on the dog so many times, right?
Right. That excuse gets old.
It does.
I gotta ask though, the Scaleless, that's a pretty big commitment to make straight up, because care hadn't been completely defined, and and even reproductive guarantee hadn't even been established yet. So what was your kind of going in? You're like, all right, I've studied enough, I have the confidence. How did you make that decision? Like for me, that's that's a big move,
Honestly, luckily I was ignorant and naive.
Right.
Is the truth. I didn't know enough about it to know that there might be some intricacies to that snake. And there's some differences.
Right.
I try to not treat them any different.
Yeah.
From the second they're born. I do put them on paper instead of Reptichip.
Mm-hmm.
I do that. You want to keep them very dry, but I feed live. Even my big ones. I've got a leopard that's about a scaleless leopard male that's about 1,200 grams now. That I'll throw small rats in there all day long, and it's interesting if you really watch them. It's like they know they don't have any scales. They know they could get jacked up if they don't hit the rat right.
Right.
And they're really good at contorting. I mean, it's fascinating to watch them. I've never had one get hurt by a rat ever.
Right.
So,
interesting. Yeah.
No, I mean,
so
go on. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So it was just kind of, like you're saying, like you just saw something, you wanted to do it, and then you figured out basically the steps to make it successful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that luck.
Much.
Man, I think that's it's hard work. Like,
it is, and I think the trick is to find, I would say that very little of what I do did I come up with on my own. Right. I asked a lot of people, a lot of questions, and I just did what they did. There's a couple things I've tweaked here and there that I do differently, but
you're looking at the results.
For the most part, but for the most part, if this person's been in the business for 20 years or been keeping for 20 years, and they've done it and had success at it, there's no reason to, let your ego get in there and, pretend like, you figured out some, secret formula. Stupid, right. It's like, why reinvent the wheel? So
Absolutely.
Yeah, and man, there's no shame in utilizing a network of people to tap information from. That's what, we're all here. And I mean, that's why one of the reasons we're here tonight, right? To hear your experience and kind of how you did it. And I don't know, man, that's pretty cool. Like jumping in on the Scaleless and then having success with it and breeding it and all that stuff. That's
and I got really lucky because my female that I got, she went at like 18 months old. She was really young.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So when did you pick that?
I mean,
that pair
I
up?
couldn't help it. Like she just wanted to breed. I want to say it was October 2014.
Okay.
And I had a Scaleless by April 2016.
Gosh, so I picked up a Scaleless female in 2015 and a Scaleless male, and I've paired them for 2 years now, and I have gotten nothing. So
wow, you haven't gotten eggs even?
No eggs, not even eggs. So that's been my adventure.
I mean, look, I had 47 Scaleless head to Scaleless head eggs this year.
Right.
And I got two.
Are you kidding me?
I got 2.
Wow, that's crazy.
But here's the thing. I had one double het sunset clown
Yep.
to double het sunset clown egg,
Yeah.
and I hit it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why this is fun, man.
It
That's
is.
why it's fun.
I agree.
You know?
I agree. And what a snake.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, man, when I saw that thing, I couldn't believe it. I took a picture of it in the egg and I sent it, and I'm like, and they're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. So
But-
that's that infamous picture, right? That everybody is giving you crap about is the
I know.
the sunset picture.
Are we bringing that up yet? I was saving that for a little
I mean, what
bit.
do you do though? No, you know, I mean, shit, it was what it was. I don't know.
No,
It was 2 days before Tinley, right? So
Right.
I wanted it out there before Tinley.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
You know,
No, I like it, man.
I knew I'd
hate
take
it.
some crap.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. We had
Hey,
talked
before
about
Peyton, before Peyton has to go, I was gonna say give her a little shout out here on the channel. I see her beckoning in behind you.
Hold on a second. Let me change my audio real quick
All right.
so she can say hi.
Yeah. So take it away, Peyton. Want to give you a little shout out.
What do you got for
Why
us?
don't you tell them about the first time I got an egg? Tell them about that.
He got a snake from Mike Wilbanks that wasn't supposed to lay eggs, and he didn't know it is locked, and he got it, and then he went in the cage to check on it, and it had eggs, and he screamed and started jumping and skipping around the house.
Thanks, baby.
Awesome story.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it was Father's Day.
I like it.
No way, Father's Day.
I get to skip on Father's Day. What can I tell you?
Right?
I was skipping the other day, but on Father's Day, I do what the hell I want.
I expect some skipping at Anaheim over here. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, no, she's my little helper. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
I see. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's a cool thing about the hobby too. Is everybody's
Yeah.
involved, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
the
everybody.
whole family. And
yeah,
man,
no, it's fun stuff.
right.
Yeah, that's my father-in-law Larry hanging out over there.
Hey, Larry.
So you hit a sunset clown this year.
Yeah,
That had to have been, obviously world's first. Two of the coolest genes out there, all in one snake.
Mm-hmm.
Can you touch on maybe what you see the future of that project, or maybe your plans or ideas of where you want to go from here? Or?
So once I get that guy up to size,
Mm-hmm.
He's going to. Let's see, what do I have him set for? I've got a Super OD Desert Ghost Het Pied
Yeah.
that I'm going to put him to.
Right.
So I'm just going to keep stacking, right? I mean,
Right.
it's funny because I always talk about kind of the, all of us, we all have a lot of fun and trade stories, and, we don't hold back
Right.
at all, right?
Right.
So it's kind of the age of the micro breeder.
It is.
Kind of like back, it's kind of like when I was in college, right? There was Budweiser, Coors, Miller.
Right.
As
Right.
far as beers go, right? And that's kind of how the snake industry was. 10, 15 years ago, you had your 5 or 6 bid name guys, and they had everything.
Yep.
Well, that doesn't work anymore, man. There's too many genes, there's too many projects, there's too many. So, we're all microbreeders, and we focus on what we focus on, and that's how this game is now. And, if you don't understand that, you have to focus. You have to. You can't have everything. It's impossible.
It is. It is. Absolutely.
Have a good night, Peyton. See you later.
Good night.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
So yeah, dude, she's crazy. So yeah, no, I mean, it's, I'm going to take it to, I want to do some quad recessives. I think you do a sunset Desert Ghost Clown.
Yep.
And that thing's going to be off the hook, right?
That snake's not even going to make sense. Dude, that snake's
What's
not
that?
going to make sense. It's not even going to make sense, man. That's crazy.
No, it's going to be awesome, right?
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I mean, if I look at it, 5-6 years away from that if everything goes perfect.
Right.
But still, that's a 1 in 64 snake.
Yeah.
Right. So and that's why recessives are so cool, right? Because with codoms, if you have a codom, you get 10 males out there, right? And you could have 40 clutches the next year times, let's say, 7 eggs. That's 280 eggs. And all of a sudden, there's 140 of those things being bred and sold, right? So the value goes.
Drops.
But but if you have the same 10 clutches on a 1 in 64 animal, there might be 4 or 5, maybe if everything
if
goes.
You're super
maybe.
Yeah, super.
Yeah,
lucky.
I mean, so that's why I'm so into the double, triple recessives is they hold value, right? You go spend $4,000 or $5,000 on a snake, you want that thing to hold its value, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna keep stacking recessives on that animal.
Yeah.
And
that's that's an interesting subject that I feel like we kind of vaguely touch on a lot too. Is that idea of the micro breeding or like the boutique breeders, and then focusing, and then your recessives, and like working that angle, because like you said, if you're going to spend $5,000-$6,000 on a snake, you really want to make sure that it's a good investment. And the surefire good investment is investing in recessives. It's kind of like investing in Apple, like something like that. Like this is going to likely work,
Yes, absolutely, man. I totally believe in that. I mean, it's funny. I got a message today on a, pretty nice. It's a visual het recessive, and I think the snake was $2,500, $3,000, somewhere around there.
Right.
And someone messaged me on it, and I told them how much it offended that the animal was that much money. And I'm like, do a little research, man. It's like, that's how much it costs.
Right.
It's, I mean, some of this, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Some of the messages we get, it's like, oh my gosh.
Right.
Dude, don't buy anything right now. Go do a little research before you spend your money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or it's okay to be kind of shocked when you first see or hear the price tag, but don't be like, because some people take that like offended, aggressive approach where they're like, "What?
Oh my God!
You got to be joking me!" Like, and it's like, whoa! All right, like I understand that might be a lot to bite and chew right now, but research a little bit and you'll see kind of why it's like it is.
Yeah, and it's a rarity thing too.
Adam, you're so nice.
I know.
How nice is Adam?
It's almost sickening because I don't feel like I'm a very mean person. But dude, Adam, he knows how to hold sit on a fence or something like that. What is that?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm not even going to be able to look in the mirror for 4 or 5 days now after being on him. I don't want to stab myself.
Yeah, I know. I usually have to call Adam when something weird happens. So I'm like, okay, Adam, how should I handle this? And he'd be like, okay, so this is what you're going to do.
No way. This is all a lie. It's all just for the camera.
I will tell you, I have seen Adam upset before.
Yes, me too, actually. Yeah.
I have seen him mad before. I'm going to leave it at that. and oh, by the way, I've seen Heather mad before too. Yeah, you don't want to get Heather mad.
She's the one to watch out for.
Yeah. You know what though? Heather mad isn't that shocking right now for me anymore.
It was for me. Anyway. We'll leave it at that.
Oh man, chat tonight's being hilarious too. These guys are awesome tonight.
Yeah, Will said from Royal Canadians, if you guys want to have fun, make a new Morph Market account and lowball Matt and just watch the response.
Oh man.
And the thing that sucks is if you don't respond to people, you get the nasty gram from Morph Market.
You do.
So you have to respond.
Exactly.
You have to reply. It's like, oh, my
100%. Yeah.
You know, I gotta go drink a bunch and then respond. That's
You know what
fucking
though,
hilarious.
that is an interesting thing though that maybe can be talked about a little bit is when you are reaching out for some of the snakes that are more like the higher end or investment quality or stuff like that, is doing your research and realizing why the price point is where it's at. You know, it's based on rarity, it's based on time, the odds that it took to put in, the breeder's own investment that they had to put in to make the snake themselves. You know, that this isn't an easy thing. I mean, you just said you had 40 plus eggs and you made 2 scaleless this year. That's crazy. You know what I mean? So it's that's the stuff that people aren't seeing. You know, they're seeing the scaleless, but they're not seeing the massive amount of time that it took to even get to that point. You know, so that is something to be aware of.
Yep. No, I mean, and I think that project is going to come back.
It's really cool, man. I held my first one this last weekend at the Arizona show. Jimmy from Ball Life had one.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, I've never held one. It was really cool, actually. The snake it just seems different, obviously. And I was resold on the project after I had held it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I think the trick is to not treat it any different.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I have had bad ones that didn't shed well, and it was fine. It took a little more care to take care of it.
Right.
But then that leopard I have he sheds every time perfect. The only problem I have with him is that when the shed gets halfway down the snake, I have to help the rest of it because he's so girthy and fat and just chunky and healthy.
Right.
That shed will get stuck there. And if you don't move it along, it can cut off circulation on the snake.
Right.
So, so I always have to check him when he's shedding or have someone check him if I'm out of town or something.
That's interesting.
But that is the only thing I have with him. He's fantastic.
Right. And how much really extra work is that if you are a responsible keeper and you are always in your reptile room and, you know, is it really that much harder to take care of, you know?
So there's a couple myths out there about them. When they first started, people kept their tub wet.
Right.
Because they thought that extra humidity was going to help them.
Right.
You want to keep them as dry as possible.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to keep them as dry as possible. Yeah. No. But so I'm a big proponent of hydration over humidity. I think if you keep fresh water in your tubs, what I mean, change your water twice a week, and I don't mean top it off.
Right.
I mean take it out, dump it, put fresh water in there.
Yep.
As long as your humidity's, 45, 50, around there, you're going to have fine sheds.
Right.
It's much more about hydration than it is about humidity, in my opinion.
Right.
Oh, okay.
These people.
Subject.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, if you want me to, I'll send you. I've got to find it. You guys know Forrest?
Yeah.
So
Fanning?
he sent me Forrest Fanning sent me an old school blog of a guy talking about that, and it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And this was another species, like a rat snake or something like that, and he was talking about hydration.
He was talking about all species. He wasn't. Basically, what he was saying is, any snake, it's more about what their core temperature is, and keeping them at that core temperature, and then making sure they're hydrated.
Oh, you mean for successful sheds in general? And I agree 100%. If you're on the water changes, you'll notice more snakes have good sheds. And if maybe you let it lapse a little where you're only doing it once a week or you're only topping off, you'll notice some bad sheds out of a few snakes. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. I've noticed that too.
That's a fun fact right there. That's something we've never talked about. That's interesting.
That's a big deal in my opinion. I think that's one of the keys to keeping your snakes healthy, because if it gets too humid in there, that can actually cause all kinds of respiratory stuff and other things. Bacteria. Yeah. So you know,
Absolutely.
I keep it on the drier side and keep fresh water in there all the time.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's what I do. And I don't even know how we got on that subject, but
well, it was talking about the dryness. How dry you keep your scaleless heads substrate, and then hydration was actually the key that you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then bag bomb. It's called that. So go watch a video. Danielle Allison does a video on scaleless husbandry, and it's called bag bomb, but it's almost like a wax moisturizer, like for lips or whatever.
Okay.
And I use that once a week on them too, and I rub that on them, and that keeps them.
So kind of like the hairless cats. So you got to put like some extra lotion on them every once in a while. So
Gosh,
you got to.
We could go so many places with that comment, and I'm not gonna. But whatever.
We'll save that one for Anaheim.
Oh, that's
lotion on the cat.
Oh my gosh,
Lordy.
Oh,
Good job, Matt. Good job.
Yeah.
So scaleless is where you got in, right? And then, how did you get to 100 snakes? I suppose, right? Like, what was kind of your process of projects and things like that? And
so what I did was I went out to, so TSK. I don't know if the Snake Keeper. I don't know if you guys know them.
Oh, absolutely.
When I was first getting in, they were moving a bunch of their breeders.
Okay.
So I immediately bought 30 breeders from them.
Wow. Okay.
Just whatever I could get from them. You know, and I made hats and I made whatever, and I just got into, you know, learning how to do it and whatever. I still remember the first lock I ever got. You know, it wasn't as dramatic as when I got my first eggs, but it was it was pretty funny. And it's fun watching people that I'm kind of mentoring send me pictures like, oh my gosh, my first lock, you know, and it's cool to watch that, right? So there was that, and I just bought a lot of stuff, man. I invested a lot of money. But really early on, I'm like, I'm going to go recessive. So, you know, I made a lot. I mean, I don't think I have a snake in my rack right now that isn't het for something.
Right.
Or double het for something. I mean, I have a couple. Like I have a pastel banana that I'll always have, right? I'm never going to move her, but
have some of those, right?
You know, you know, so, but I tend to move 30 to 40 breeders a year after the season ends to move other stuff in, right? Because I want to stay at that 100 to 120 sweet spot, because I've gotten bigger than that, and it becomes not fun anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Because the other thing, because especially feeding, when you're feeding your animals, if you know every animal in your rack and you know how they feed, you're just going to have more success.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, and I mean, I have females that eat 6 small rats a week.
Right.
You know, August through, let's say, December.
Yep.
Right. And then I have others that, you know, only 4. And by the way, if you throw it in, they take 20 minutes to eat them. Right. And if you don't know that about each of your snakes, you know, you don't have a. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Right.
More is not better. Right. It's
Right.
just not. I mean, I had 98. No, I had 78 snakes breedable this year, and I got 52 clutches.
Right.
I mean, those odds are.
That's a good percentage. Yeah.
Stellarly. That's stellarly.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. I mean, I got a shit ton of males though, so that's the only problem.
Well,
I think 80%
you can't predict what they produce, right? Yeah.
Right.
No.
But.
No. Man, I wish you could.
Yeah,
right.
I know.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, I wish
leopard geckos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All the
exactly. Yeah,
but you can't
jack the heat up or down.
You can't.
And, you know, fluctuate that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing too that you mentioned is quality, not quantity. You know, stuff like that.
Oh
like
gosh, yes.
Specifics.
Absolutely.
Not just buying everything you see.
No.
Because I feel like a lot of people don't consider too is the infrastructure and the feeding bill and the deli cups and electricity, all those nuances. Paper towels. How expensive are paper towels at that point?
And Reptichip. I mean, Reptichip is...
Yeah.
It's amazing how much Reptichip I go through.
Oh,
so
dude.
It's like,
I know.
So,
I never thought I'd be getting stoked or even pricing out paper towels or like paper or plastic cups, things like that. Like, it's just like,
absolutely, man. You got to.
What does my life come to?
So I even tried throwing old deli cups in the dishwasher. Just to see
How'd
if it. Not good. Not good. I did that once.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
But
Did you have to buy a new dishwasher after that?
No.
I expect it would just melt them everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I kept checking, right? I kept checking, and I'm like, no, this isn't going to be good. So, but it's people don't think it's funny. I've got a couple guys that I'm mentoring right now, and they'll go to snake shows and like should I buy this? Should I buy this? Should I buy this? And I'm like, no, don't buy any of that. Just stop buying stuff. Take care of what you have.
Right.
It's like, people go crazy. And that's not good.
It is. And that's the thing too is, spending, let's say, $3,000 on 4 snakes is much better than spending $3,000 on 25 snakes.
Absolutely.
And so that's something I feel like is often forgotten.
Yeah. Especially when you first start out.
Yeah.
Nobody knows you. If you've got a bunch of lessers.
Yeah.
Or a bunch of, hobbies.
Yeah.
You're not going to sell those. No one's going to buy those ever.
Right.
Because if I'm going to buy a lesser, I'm going to buy it from Justin, or I'm going to buy it from. It's just the way it is, right?
Yeah, it's just how it works. Right. Exactly. The audience isn't there for you.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got a clown pied, and Justin's got a clown pied, Justin's going to sell all his clown pieds
first
before you sell any of yours, unless you price him half of what he has them at.
Right.
And then you screw him, and then you screw the project, and it's like.
And then you
want to make what none of those guys have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway,
you don't want to be that guy.
No, you do not want to be that guy.
Yeah, so, exactly. I mean, right. I think that's the thing, right? Is setting expectations or maybe goals or something at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like to just go out and buy a bunch of single gene animals and then think like you're going to be producing things like Justin or some of these other top breeders and sell them as easily. Sorry, man, you missed the boat, right? Like, but there's, no harm in having confidence in yourself and maybe just buying a couple snakes that like are powerhouses, right? And doing that, like, that I think, it's just what's your goal? Do you just want to do this for fun and maybe get some breeding under your belt and not really worry about what you're producing or making a ton of money? Awesome. Do that however way you want.
Right.
Do you want to make snakes like Justin? Well, that's going to take some research and a little bit of money kind of coming into this, right?
Absolutely.
And that's, I think, a good point too. Is there's still a way to do this with any set of your entry investment level, like whatever your level is that you're entering with, you can still make great animals. I mean, I was at that reptile show last weekend. They had het pied females there as hatchlings for $100. Well, pieds are still going for $300 to $350. So right there alone, like you already have a 200% return on that animal. So it doesn't take thousands and thousands of dollars to do this.
Right. It just takes some focus, right? And like a game plan, right? Like, Gone are the days where you just scoop up any ball python, reproduce it, and triple your money, right? Like,
absolutely not.
It doesn't exist really anymore. So, exactly. So I don't know. I think like talking about this stuff's kind of fun because everybody's got a different look on it, and getting everybody's point of view is good. Even if the message kind of winds up being a little bit the same throughout it, it's still good hearing it over and over. and like hearing it from a different person. Sometimes you hear it the way they put it, not another. Yeah. You're kind of moving it along though, because man, we're already at 6:41 right now. I know a lot of people want to know some stuff about the Zawadi, so I don't know if you mind going into a little bit of the history of how you kind of got that morph and where it's at current day, and then we've got some other questions too. But
yeah, so I had a guy who we were sort of partners for a couple years, and when I met him in Tinley,
Right.
probably 4 or 5 years ago, and he was working with this crazy animal that he'd gotten an import, bred that import to a Mojave cream, and got this real crazy clutch of animals.
Right.
He gave me a male, and he gave Ben Rennick a male. And I grew my male up, and honestly, I wasn't that excited about it. Well, a couple of years later, he brought all his snakes to my room, and I got a hold of the original female. So I bred my male back to the original female, and wow. I mean, the stuff that came out were pretty incredible.
really good looking,
So,
right.
Yeah. So actually, Miguel has a couple from us. Dave Levinson has Ben's original male that he got, so he's kind of playing with it a little bit.
Okay.
But I got, I bred my male to Orange Dream, to Leopard, to some clown stuff. So I got some really cool Leopard Zawadi stuff, OD Zawadi stuff. It's all on Morph Market, and it's ridiculously priced because I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. I haven't sold very many. Because we're trying to still figure it out. Miguel's helping me with that, and David's helping me with that, and we're I'm starting to be able to see it.
Okay.
But I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Adam, we've talked a little bit about some of my thoughts around it. I don't necessarily have 10 years to prove out a codom gene. That's just not. I mean, it's making some cool stuff, but I'd rather get a bunch of other people playing with it. And so I'm going to go the recessive route with it, probably get some stuff out there at lower dollar than what I have on Morph Market right now, just because, I think it's a fun gene, and I think people are going to have a lot of fun with it.
Right.
I just want to get it in the right hand. So,
Right.
But it's cool.
The Zawadi to Zawadi pairing, the offspring from that have grown up, or they're growing up currently?
So they're growing up now. I have a female that I believe is a super that I'm growing up. And the Miguel has one that I believe is a super as well. That's growing up.
That's growing up. Okay.
Well, and the odds for those animals made sense because there was 8 eggs in that original clutch.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them I think are super because they were totally different than everything else. Mm-hmm. But the problem with that clutch is my original male is Mojave Vanilla Zawadi.
Right.
I mean, sometimes the Mojave makes it difficult to figure out what's going on. Let's put it
for sure. Yeah, definitely.
So
Mojave does some really drastic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. I finally isolated the gene this year. I bred a fire clown to the original female, and anything that wasn't fire was either a normal or a Zawadi, and I was finally able to pick those out. It's not a normal, right? But it does look the base gene isn't
so it's not
really
super impactful.
Spectacular.
It's subtle.
No, it's not.
It's kind of
very subtle.
Yeah.
But man, when you get it into some other stuff, like I've got an OD female, it's a Zawadi OD, and the thing is as orange as you've ever seen. I mean, it's it's incredible. So
right.
So yeah, I mean, it's making some cool animals.
So who came up with Zawadi, the name? Where did that come from?
Not me. Let's put it that way.
We had a few people asking, chat.
I think it means the gift in Swahili, but the guy who named it spelled it wrong. So it really means nothing.
Oh, so it means ball python morph.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I've thought about changing the name a couple times, but I don't think I'm gonna do it.
You're right.
I thought it was
I'll
maybe
leave it
like
the way it is.
woosah, you know, zoo body.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
gonna
that.
have dreams about that tonight.
Yeah.
When you can't sleep, blame me.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I dream ball python all the time, so that makes
Oh,
sense.
so do I. I sit there and think about pairings like till 3:00 in the morning. Sometimes I can't
Absolutely.
stop.
Absolutely.
So,
Right.
Absolutely. So
so
that you know, you talk about being subtle and stuff like that, but oftentimes, I mean, the most subtle genes have the biggest impact in other genes. I mean,
yeah.
look at Yellowbelly. That's not
Oh
a
my gosh.
phenomenal changing gene, but look what it can
Dude.
do. You know, stuff.
Oh
like
my
Right.
gosh. That's like slowly becoming, and not even slowly anymore. It's becoming essential to most of my breedings right now. Is having
100%.
yellow belly in it.
Yep, 100%.
Dude.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. I love that gene. I think it's
Yeah. It's probably my
probably
single
the most
favorite gene.
impactful gene out there.
Yeah,
Me
it's
too.
easily, I
Me
think,
too.
my single favorite gene is
Yep.
Yellowbelly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I was talking to a guy the other day who didn't want to breed two yellow bellies together because he was going to get ivories. I'm
Yeah.
like, I will buy every single ivory female you have.
Right.
Every single one. You just let me know what you want for them and I'll buy them, because that's the only way you're ever going to know that something for sure has yellow belly.
It is, yeah, because the gene is subtle.
I
It's a
mean,
very subtle gene.
yeah, it's a pain sometimes. So
Yeah, it can definitely be hard
yeah,
to
I love that
identify.
gene.
I mean, I know there's some guys out there that work with it really heavily. Like Justin can see it, you know, right away in some stuff, and I hope to get there someday. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I can just kind of tell. I can't tell you why, but like I have some yellow belly fire, double hat hypo clown stuff that I made this year.
Yeah.
And I could tell they had yellow belly in it, not because I can tell yellow belly, but I made some just fires as well.
Yeah.
And you can I mean, you can tell the difference.
There's,
I mean,
yeah, there's
so
a
I know that
difference.
it has it, but I have to have something to compare it to. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't
Right.
just spot it and go, okay, that's yellow belly.
But that's the thing with Yellowbelly. I mean, how long has Yellowbelly been around? And then compared to how
Forever.
long has Zawadi been around? You know, who's to say where Zawadi takes us, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. Have you seen the yellow belly Zawadi?
I haven't. I have not.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
I mean, it's yeah, I'll send you a picture.
Yeah, please do,
You need to
because
see that animal.
I've been loving that Zawadi stuff. And I love the snake that Miguel has. I got to finally see that in person last year, and that was, dude, that's a cool snake, man.
Yeah, I agree.
no.
I think it's cool. I think there's some things to be done with it, and kind of cool that we're getting to see the potential supers growing up right now with the, you know, once they're bred and we get all kind of, you know, I it's fun seeing a project like this unfold and where we could go. So some people in chat have asked, when will we see the actual Zawadi Clown? Like, do you have hets going this year, or is that a couple years out?
What do you have for us?
Can you tell us?
That is a total pig.
Right.
Nice.
He's about 5 months old now and weighs about 450 grams.
Right.
So I have some clown females that won't go until June, July next year. So
so next
we
season.
No, this season. The season's starting now.
Season.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see it. I hope.
Right.
We'll see.
Okay, cool.
I thought I was going to have 20 Scaleless, but I don't. I only have 2, so you never know.
Well, I think you need to bottle in whatever water Miguel's putting on his snakes, because he doubled your odds, I think, in one clutch.
Dude.
So I think he got 7. I want to say it was 50%. Like,
yeah,
I
think 50% of his eggs came out Scaleless, right?
Yeah. It was stupid.
Well, dude, if I don't
Thanks for
hit
reminding me, Adam.
all Scaleless this year, I'm gonna be so upset. After 3 years of trying for one, I better get paid back for that. That's the thing.
Well, so the funny thing about that is, I sold all of my Scaleless head females, or excuse me, all of my Scaleless head males.
Right.
I do not have any scaleless head males anymore.
Okay.
I'm only going to breed scaleless males from now on. I'm not.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm increasing my odds.
Increase your odds dramatically.
Yeah. Now, I got a really cool one, though. I got a scaleless GHI lesser male.
Oh, my gosh. No way.
Yeah, it is really cool. So I'm growing him up. He's going to be my other breeder. He probably won't get up to size, for this season, but
yeah, but still, man, that's a crazy snake. That is a crazy snake.
Yeah,
Will Moros was talking about it. It looks like it, and it was a good description to me. It looks like the snakes are painted, like they're painted on there. It's a really cool. It's just really cool, And I realized there was a lot of negativity there in the beginning, but I think that's been a lot proven wrong. So it's an exciting project.
Yeah,
dude. Some of the comments I get on some of the I got one 3 or 4 months ago where someone said everybody knows that scaleless animals have wobble. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
I'd never even heard of that before.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
Anyway.
Exactly.
It's funny. I just block those people. I don't even respond to them. I just block them. I want them out of my space. I want them gone. I just, if you have an intelligent argument, bring it, man. We'll have a discussion. But if you just say something that's so stupid,
right.
I don't have time for it, man. I just don't.
Absolutely.
Ugh.
It's taxing.
Yeah.
You have a 300 plus animals to take care of. Not that.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, yeah,
I just
not
picture
only
in my mind, I'm like, okay, that guy is in his mom's basement in dirty underwear with no shirt on, playing video games and chatting on Instagram. I want him out of my space.
Right.
Oh, and he's 40 years old too. Anyway, so yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Scales cure wobble as Baller's Garage.
Scales cure.
Dude.
Oh man,
my God.
Nick was saying he's running his Zawadi to his DG Hypo projects. I think that'll be cool too. From what I've seen, yeah,
that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So to kind of ask like some basic, I guess like some husbandry stuff is, do you raise your own rodents, or are you buying from somebody, or how does that go?
I raised my own rodents for 2 weeks.
Okay. So
and I would never, ever, ever, ever do it again.
Yeah. Ton of work, right?
It's just stupid. You spend more time with your rats than you do your snakes. And so,
yeah.
No, so we have the Big Cheese about 40 minutes from here.
Okay.
So every 7 days, I take all my cages down to the Big Cheese and fill them up and write them a check and bring them home.
Right.
So,
okay. So that works
and
out.
And yeah, I mean, it's like we're very lucky here because I know people that drive 2, 3, 4 hours to get rats, and sometimes I can't even find rats.
Right.
So when you say you got your cages, are you buying in bulk and then housing those rodents throughout the week, or are you feeding all like in one said day?
No, I feed them all off.
Okay.
I feed them all off.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably have 30 rats in my room that were weans last week. That'll be, smalls this week. And so I'll just, instead of buying 250 smalls, I'll buy 220 smalls and they'll go into my, so I'll keep some, but not a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, I have friends I give them to if I have any left. I hate housing rodents so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. They're a ton of work.
I hate them.
Yeah. They're a ton of work. Man.
Anyway. Yeah.
So
yeah, I feel.
So another quickie is, do you have any other species that you have or are working with or anything like that?
I have a couple corn snakes, scaleless corn snakes, and I have some super dwarf retics.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Okay. So
awesome super dwarfs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Super dwarfs.
Yeah,
that's kind of a cool subject.
They're a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
I'm in fact, Garrett just hatched out or just had a clutch lay of Karampas, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Karampas, but
I'm not. But I saw them. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, so they, I mean, it's the smallest locality of super dwarf known, and they're so chill. I mean, I've held the female and the male actually, and they are just so chill. So, yeah,
That's
awesome,
when those hatch out, I might be grabbing a pair of those. So, we'll see.
Yeah, the Karampas. Yeah, I saw him post the other day. Those are pretty sweet.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's really cool, man. That's really cool.
Yeah,
he's
going to do some cool stuff with that locality. So,
I think so. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
If you're lucky to get your hands on some of that stuff, let me put me on the waiting list.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's I'm deep into the super dwarf stuff. So
Are you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I've got 5 super dwarf females and 6 super dwarf females and a super dwarf male. So I have a orange ghost stripe. Orange ghost stripe, possible het anery, super dwarf male, and then I've got a golden child, possible het anery, possible het orange ghost stripe as well, and then let's see. Got like a almost 3-year-old pure Kalatoa anery. It's Kalatoa Madu anery. Actually,
it's probably related to mine.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's the same deal that you got too.
Yeah.
I got it the same. I picked it up 2 Tenleys ago.
Yeah.
When we were all
that's
at the house over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, do you? What's your deal with anacondas? I heard you were picking up some anacondas.
Oh, big dog.
Is he in chat?
I fed the damn thing. Okay. I only jumped a little bit. So that's the thing. And I am not ashamed of this. I hate getting bit by snakes.
Well, who
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's in the egg still and it tries to bite me. I don't like it.
Right.
I just don't like it.
Right.
It's just not. Sorry. Call me a puss. Call me whatever you want. I just don't like it.
I'm not a big fan of getting bit by anything.
Part of an anaconda. No.
Yeah.
No. So, in fact, Miguel sent me some snakes the other day, and he put my name is Matt Byram Exotics.
Right.
Well, he put Matt Byram's ball pythons on the box. He fucks with me all the time.
He messes. That's one of the fun things too. That's you get a good group around the nation here, and we love razzing each other, man. It's
yeah. If you're not getting razzed in this industry, people don't like you.
Absolutely. Right. I would say 100%.
That's the way it is.
100%. Yeah. So I have we're nearing the hour really quick, and I feel like we could touch on like another real quick question talking about razzing. How important do you think going to reptile expos are? How important do you think?
Yeah. Going to them or vending them?
Going to, or just being at one. Vending, going.
I mean, you have to go.
Right.
You have to go.
Yeah.
You have to go to Tinley. I mean, if you don't go to Tinley, I mean, you just have to go.
Right.
I think it's very important.
That's it.
I mean,
I get asked that a lot. Should I go to Tinley? Should I go to the big show?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. I would say 50% of my animals were bought at a Tinley.
Yeah.
That I had growing up right now. That I didn't plan on buying.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing too is as I was saying too is, I don't even really go for the snakes anymore. I go for the people and hanging out and socializing and meeting people. And, every time I go to another big show, I meet more people every single time.
Yep.
And that just opens doors.
No, so I mean, I vend my local one here because I want to support, NARBC in Arlington. I feel like I should do that.
I mean, vending, I think if you have the opportunity and you're producing some snakes, everybody should do it at least once, I mean, just to try it out because I think it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of work. That is for sure.
It is a
right.
pain in the ass.
It's a lot of work.
Always come home with bugs.
Right.
That's the worst part about it.
Dude,
yes. I mean, it's quarantine. So hard.
You have to quarantine after.
Well, yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but
yeah.
Yeah. So.
But it's fun. It's worth it.
Yeah,
you get
very
some
important.
good exposure. So
Right.
yeah, and
Yep.
like you said, supporting the vendors that are putting these on. Like if nobody showed up to vend or showed up to look at stuff, these things wouldn't
That
happen.
would suck.
Right?
That would
That
suck.
would suck.
Dude.
So we got to support it. you know?
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Absolutely. God. Okay, well, we're at
Fire
that,
round. Fire
yeah, I
round.
was gonna say we're at that stage. Fire round is coming up, dude. Fire round. So we got our lightning round questions here for you, Matt. And
All right,
then,
bring it.
We'll jump into some chat questions after that, and then kind of wrap this up
It
so
must be
people don't
funny
get
in
sick
there.
of this.
All right.
Okay, so you know how lightning round works, right? Answer the question. First answer you got, we'll bang them out. No jokes there. And so, would you rather vacation in Hawaii or Alaska?
Alaska.
Okay. What is your favorite candy? Oh, this is
Snickers.
a tough one.
Yeah, it's good. The Snickers, I guess.
Snickers?
You don't seem very excited.
Yeah, dude, come on. Give us something to guess. Snickers, I guess? Where's that, man?
Dude, I've been alive a long freaking time, man.
So that makes you not like candy? Who are you?
No, it just means I've tried so many different candies that it's like, who's your favorite rock band? It's like, I got that question the other day. I'm like, I had to break it into 10-year periods.
Right. Okay.
Been alive a long time.
Get all analytical.
So,
right now, if I were to ask you what candy bar do you want to eat, which one would come to mind? Snickers?
$100,000.
Oh my God! Good choice. Wow.
Good choice.
That's the
See,
best.
are we
That's the
covered?
best one. That's the best one.
Oh, so there used to be one called the Reggie Bar,
Okay.
which was probably way before your time. It was Reggie Jackson. You probably don't even know who he is.
Right.
But yeah, that used to be, but
Okay.
it's gone now.
Okay. So $100,000.
Sad
We're sticking with $100,000 or the Reggie Bar.
Sticking with $100,000. We're sticking with $100,000.
So the next question is, what's your favorite rock band? Okay, it's not.
Let's
it's
say
not.
Queen.
It's not.
Wait, okay.
Okay, so are you a bath or a shower guy?
Shower.
Okay. So we got to fill in the blank. You know how this works, I'm assuming. So Taylor Swift is.
Trying to think of who that is.
She sings
yeah,
melodies.
She's really hot.
Okay,
Yeah,
she's really
hot.
Okay, there we go. That's good
Yeah.
enough.
She could be my daughter, but
well,
she's really hot.
arbitrary. Okay.
No.
So boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs.
Boxer
You know what?
Yeah.
You're more of a hybrid guy. I like that.
Yeah, I'm a hybrid guy. Yeah.
Okay, so now we have the unofficial final question is, are you a button fly guy or a zipper guy on your jeans?
Button fly for sure.
Oh, yes! I knew
I know.
we were best friends.
I know he's
it.
lying. He's lying right now.
No, he's not lying. He would never lie.
We just learned an interesting factoid. What's his name? Hughes. Harry Hughes was a button guy as well. That question came up at a very important dinner, I guess, with him. Heather, help me out. What's the story here? With Howard Hughes. not
Howard
Harry
Hughes. Okay.
Howard
I'm going,
Hughes
who the
and
hell is
button
Harry
fly,
Hughes?
I like Harry.
Yeah.
I like Harry.
The sleeper, like little things on one of the first
Well, I know Elegant Anomaly is a button fly guy as well.
Right. So this is
Well, I
the story.
can't hear anybody. So I
I'm
was
glad
watching
you didn't ask me
Aviator,
why.
and I was cracking up because the zipper fly question was in The Aviator. So you're gonna have to go back and watch it. But it was Howard Hughes to the Pan Am dude, Juan something or other. And I think that he was asking about like the little sleeper things, like on a train where it's like
you
these
can
little
close your little
things
sleeper.
and you have your curtain. And he was like, zippers or buttons? And so at first he answered zippers, and then Howard Hughes just kind of like, or Leonardo DiCaprio just kind of looks at him like, that's not good. And so then he's like,
Idiot.
button. He's like, very good.
Dude, and he was a genius. Remember that, okay?
I know
He
he
was
was.
also crazy.
I know he was.
Hey, they're the same
Most
thing.
geniuses are.
Yeah, they're the same thing.
Exactly.
Thank you, baby.
You're
Very,
welcome.
very good.
You're
Good job. Good
welcome.
job.
There's our guest appearance from our number one moderator.
Had to give Joel some love on that
I
one.
appreciate that. Button fly for life.
If Harry Hughes, not Howard, wears buttons, then Joel can too.
He just wants them on his airplane.
Exactly.
Good times. Always a good
Okay,
question.
so this has obviously been great. Now we're gonna open this up to chat. I know we had some cool questions
Oh dear, here
going
it
on,
comes.
but this is your time to shine, chat. Anything you guys want to know?
Yeah, there was, Mrs. Beachbum has been pinging me a few here. Let's see, some stuff that's related. Well, real quickly, Will from Will Morrow's, he offered you some ivory hat clowns, so hit him up if you want some. Jason from Morph Mixology was asking kind of next steps for the Sunset Project. I know we did cover some of that stuff, but and you covered a few of the morphs. Anything else, I guess, like any guy or any pairing specifically other than what you mentioned you want to talk about also with him?
I'll probably put it to a scaleless head female.
Yeah.
As well, just to, I always try to get. I mean, some of the scaleless head stuff I have grown up is real. I mean, I've got pied het clowns, a bunch like OD het pieds, OD Yellowbelly het pied.
Right.
All in the scaleless head. So, the next couple of years there should be some really cool scaleless animals coming out. So,
Right. That's really cool.
there should be, but there should have been some this year too, and there weren't. So, I guess I should shut up about that.
Right on, though. Okay, cool, man.
Reggie's Urban Jungle just jumped on there. What triple recessive projects are you currently working on?
I have Hypo. Let's see, Hypo Desert Ghost Clown. I have Lavender Pied Clown. I have a shot at a Holy Grail next year. Man, again, that's a one. And yeah, I
like that.
But I heard Justin finally hit it, but he hasn't shown anybody yet. So, but he was trying.
Oh, really?
3-4 years to hit that.
Right.
So, I want to see the Sunset Desert Ghost Clown really bad. I think that'll be really cool.
Yep.
So those are probably the three that I'm either currently working on or want to work on. So.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We did have a sunset question come in. So sunset, for anybody watching that's not aware, it's a recessive morph within ball pythons. It's kind of the newest, closest morph we have to producing some nice oranges and reds.
Yep.
And so that's kind of the summary there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. What else we got in here?
Are you ever going to branch into other exotics outside of what we had talked about, the corn snakes and the other animal, the super
Nope.
dwarfs? Yeah, you're just going to stick
No,
there.
you know what? Probably not. I mean, I'm not really a lizard guy. I don't understand the lizard thing, really, to be honest.
Right.
But again, and it's funny. I was talking to Ozzy about this when we were talking about Scaleless, and his reasoning for not wanting to do Scaleless is because he has a regiment. He has a way that he does his husbandry, and I don't want to deviate too much from what I do. It becomes too much. Right. So no, I'll probably keep. I want to do super dwarfs. I want to do scaleless corns, and I'll stick to ball pythons.
Okay.
So,
right.
Yeah, the lizards and all that. I love looking at them, but you are right. It is a complete shift in regimen for sure. And that's one of the main reasons why I don't keep any lizards right now, is just place and time in my life. I can't afford shifting up things that drastically. So, yeah, that's.
And did I mention I hate getting bit?
Right.
You did say that. You did say that.
I did say that. And those bastards, they hurt, man.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Screw that.
Hey, Matt, you have any tri-stripe stuff?
You know what? I do not. If the right opportunity came up with the right genes in it, I would get into that project.
Okay.
Because I think like a scaleless lavender tri-stripe would be badass.
Yeah,
Yes.
that could look really, really cool.
Yes. Dude, I love
And
Or
so
like a
neon.
sunset.
pattern morphs and scaleless, I think, are the heavy hitter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that GHI is just badass, man.
Dude, you have to
I'm
send me a
really
picture of
excited
that.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
I would love to see that.
Imagine a lavender sunset tri-stripe.
Yeah.
Man, I think that could look cool. I'm super excited to see like the albino sunsets and lavender sunsets come out. Like, I can't wait, because if the palette kind of is working in that direction, wow, man, we should see something amazing. So
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Dude.
I'm excited for that stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's cool stuff, man. If albino doesn't completely cancel out the sunset, that's going to be insane.
Yep.
It's going to be insane.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see what else we got coming in. Jason from Morph Mixology was asking thoughts on like hybrids, like super balls or angry balls, things like that. Any of the?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Somebody approached me and wanted me to breed a male Madu super dwarf to some scaleless head females to try to get scaleless into, retics, and then.
Well, we got that now.
Breed the ball python out of it. Well, yeah.
Well, you can't ever breed the ball python out, people. Like, that's not how hybrids work. No, you can't. You always.
I mean, almost.
Well,
almost. Close enough.
No.
Well, just embellish. That's fine. But I'm probably not going to do that now, because Garrett actually got a pair of scaleless head retics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't know if breeding them together will produce scaleless retics, but so no, probably not.
Yeah, didn't Family Jewels pick some of those up too?
Yeah, I think Family Jewels.
Yeah.
That too. I'm pretty sure I saw that video. Yeah, that's
So we'll see
could
what
be
happens.
interesting. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. A big scaleless snake would be pretty insane. That would be wild. That would be wild. That would be something else.
I'm not even going to say
it. And so, okay, so upcoming shows. Are you making it to Anaheim? What's your agenda?
Yeah, I'll be in Anaheim in January. I'll be Arlington, obviously. I'll be at Tinley.
The March Tinley?
I'd really liked. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I don't ever miss Tinley. So, but that's probably it. I try to do the Texas shows. So.
Yeah. Arlington never made it there, man. That's on the list.
It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's not Anaheim or Tinley, but
right.
It's getting. We had Justin out there last year. Ozzy keeps talking about coming out.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
That's cool. Yeah, Chris Graham just got in here for the happy ending.
No.
So.
The happy ending.
You have your bleeper?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to repeat anything he said.
Yeah.
Macho Man. We need Macho Man. Oh man. Well, tonight was awesome. I thought it was cool. Thanks for showing up tonight, Matt, and everybody in chat.
Thank you for having me.
A lot of fun. think people are excited to see kind of what's up with the Zawadi and where you're taking the Scaleless head, and you've got some exciting stuff you're working on, super dwarfs, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it should be fun. So
yeah. How do people find you? So,
same way. Instagram, Morph Market, Facebook.
So not Matt Byram ball pythons, but Matt Byram exotic.
Absolutely, yeah. MBE.
I'm probably gonna make another account.
Just in case. Just
to cover my bases.
Right. Probably
I like
a good idea.
I like that.
I'll consult. Yeah, I'm going to consult with Miguel and try to get out ahead when he changes the name of my business.
right, yeah. Steer your own wheel, man. I like that.
Exactly. All right, guys.
Reggie's
Alrighty,
Jungle is letting you know you need
Definitely
to post more YouTube videos. So,
yeah.
Who said that?
Reggie's Urban Jungle.
Reggie's.
Yeah. So I just remodeled my building.
Right.
So it looks nicer.
Mm-hmm.
My building was pretty rough because when we bought this place, we bought it and moved in 3 weeks.
Okay.
We weren't planning on buying a new house. And so it was right in the middle of breeding season. So I had to just toss everything in there. And there was spider webs, and it just wasn't real sealed. So I just remodeled it. It's YouTube worthy now, so I will probably jump in that game a little bit more.
There we go, man. There we go. Well, we appreciate that, dude. Keep the videos coming, man. You have some fire to show off, and we need to see it. All right.
All right, man.
All righty, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah. Thank you
Take
so
care,
much,
man.
everybody. It's been awesome.
Yep.
Till next time.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you.
All right, bye.
That's it.